the first installment in the Tex Murphy series of detective sort of noirish adventure games. The title of the game is Mean Streets. And I've never played it before, so this will be just as new for me as it is for you, presumably. Unless you've played it and you just are wanting to scream at me because I'm bumbling through this thing like an idiot. But that's what we're going to do tonight. So let's get started. All right, let me we are playing Mean Streets. There we go. All right. I want to play Mean Streets. And probably the highest one, I guess. Oh yeah. Mean Streets. I would like to start a new game. Your name is Tex Murphy, a private investigator in San Francisco. The year is 2033, and you've just been hired by a beautiful young lady named Sylvia to investigate the death of her father, Dr. Carl Linsky. Dr. Linsky was a prominent professor at the University of San Francisco and had been working on a secret project. Sylvia had asked him about his work several times, but he would not talk about it. Then, a few days ago, he jumped, or was pushed, from the Golden Gate Bridge. The police are sure it was a routine suicide, but Sylvia thinks it was murder. Your job is to solve the case. You've been given $10,000 cash by your client, and you have 5 leads. Please refer to the Getting Started section of the manual for a list of your leads and some important suggestions. Be sure to write things down and be careful to spell correctly. When questioning suspects, use people's full names. All right. Well, I better do that which the game bids. Help available by pressing H. Help screen, speeder controls, forward and reverse, plus the plus and minus keys for forward and reverse. Turn left and right. Okay, so I guess it's just the arrow keys. Space is stop. External views, F5, X6, F7, F8, F9. Well, let's look at those. I'm curious. So F5, front view, F6, rear view, F7, F8, F9. Well, that's not super helpful. So what else do we got here? Inventory is I. Phone Vanessa is V. Phone Lee is L. Load save game is D. Abort game is escape. Help is H. If I didn't know that, I wouldn't be in the help menu. Engine sound on off S. Bank control on off. Auto pitch. Autopilot toggle. Alright, cool. Incoming facts. From Vanessa to Tex Murphy PI. Time 1. September 25th, 2033. Here's the article of Lindsay's death. Noted professor found dead. Prominent University of San Francisco professor Carl Linsky was found dead early Sunday in what police are calling a suicide. West Precinct Detective Steve Clements said a witness saw Linsky jump from the Golden Gate Bridge about 11:20 last night. A suicide note was also found at his home address to his daughter, Sylvia. Linsky's fiancée, Dolores Lightbody, indicated that the professor had been under a great deal of stress and had taken a leave of absence from his teaching duties at the university. Funeral services will be 10 o'clock Wednesday, September 24th at All Saints Church. That's a very inclusive sounding church, All Saints. It's all the saints. All right. So what do I do now? I guess I should look in the manual. It told me to look at the manual, right? Okay, so let me pull up the game's manual. I might as well add that up on the screen here for you, right? Yeah. Here we go. Alright. So this is the manual that came with the game. Let me shrink it so it's not covering my beautiful face. There we go. Alright. Getting started, here is the information you have to begin the case. 1. Carl Linsky is a professor that jumped to his death from the Golden Gate Bridge. He worked at the University of San Francisco, nav code 4663. Sylvia Linsky is the person who hired you. She is Carl Linsky's daughter and lives in NC 4421. John Richard is the medical examiner. His office is at NC 4670. Dolores Lightbody was Carl Linsky's fiancée. She lives at NC 4920. Steve Clements is the police detective in charge of the case. The police station is at NC 4680. Go visit these people or places and ask questions about names you found. Be sure to use full names in addition to questioning them about other people. You should ask them about the following: MTC Corp., Gideon Enterprises, Overlord, Passcard, Password, Nexus, Law and Order, Insurance. The following pages contain instructions on how to move around, question people, search rooms. Please read carefully. Good luck. Using the navigation computer. Your speeder is equipped with a very sophisticated navigation system called the Nav Computer. You can bring up the Nav Computer by pressing N while in your speeder. Information on how to use the computer is available on screen. Alright, so enough with the reading of the thing. So, back to this. Alright, so what do I do to bring up the nav? Press N. Yeah, so now I can enter a nav code, I guess by pressing N again. And so who do I want to question? My options are Carl Linsky, who's dead, so I don't think I'm going to make much headway with him. Sylvia Linsky, the person who hired me. That sounds like a good place to start, right? John Richard, medical examiner. Should probably talk to him at some point too. Dolores Lightbody, Linsky's fiancée, also a good person to talk to. Alright, I better start with the person who hired me. So that would be Sylvia Linsky. And that nav code is 4421. Destination locked. Alright, so am I moving? Or what's going on now? Okay. When an NC address is programmed into the nav computer, the location will be shown as a flashing landing pad. If you're using the autopilot, landing will be done for you automatically. If you're flying manual, you must bring your speeder to a full stop at altitude 0 on the pad. When you do, a message will appear on screen that says landing pad contact. Okay. So wait. Do I have autopilot activated? How do I do that again? Autopilot. I remember seeing it on here somewhere. I press P. No, that's auto pitch. Okay, autopilot toggle is A. So let's make sure that autopilot's on. Autopilot engaged. All right. So hopefully I am now going to meet Sylvia in this transformative journey that is Mean Streets. Guess I get to see this cool cutscene. I believe I've arrived. Or no, I need to wait till the altitude reaches 0 before I dare exit. Landing pad contact. To exit speeder, press E. The bell chimed inside, and after a moment, Sylvia opened the door. She wore a pale blue blouse and white shorts that were short enough to be friendly. She was as beautiful as ever, with her soft blonde hair and clear blue eyes. I knew I was starting to fall for her. Careful, I reminded myself. She's a client, and falling for a client is dangerous. In my line of business. Still, if only I knew how she felt for me. Tell me about... so what am I supposed to ask about? Carl Linsky, right, is the guy that committed suicide or was killed. It's kind of creepy how she blinks, but nothing else. And her appearance moves. Okay. Tell me about Carl Linsky. He was happy at USF NC 4663. Then he took a leave of absence to do some consulting work. Okay. I might already have that nav code, but I just want to make sure and write it down. So, 1 second. Because you can never be too careful these days. These adventure games about missing key information. Okay, NC 4663. All right. Okay. He was happy at USF NC 4663. Then he took a leave of absence to do some consulting work, and his whole personality changed. I'm sure he was in some sort of trouble. Because of this, I don't believe he committed suicide. I've lost both my father and the insurance money, and I am going to find out why. If you need to look through his apartment, it's located at NC 4660. Okay, so I'm given the option to question, bribe, or threaten. I don't think I need to bribe or threaten her. So should I ask her anything else? What else was I supposed to ask about? What did that manual tell me to do? Other questions. Should probably ask her about Dolores Lightbody. Why not? Her future mother-in-law. Or not mother-in-law, stepmother. So what was her name? Dolores Lightbody? Dolores Lightbody. Dolores and my father had talked about getting married. I always felt she had seduced him by black magic, because there is no other way my father would have fallen for a woman like her. I feel like I want to know more than that. Oh, is that all you're going to say? That's dumb. What else can I ask you about? Steve Clements? No, that's a police detective. John Richards? No, that's just the man. Okay. MTC Corp. Tell me about MTC Corp. Sorry, can't help you there. All right. Her head moved slightly. Gideon Enterprises. What Wizard says, these look like some mean streets, indeed. Sorry, can't help you there. Can you tell me about, Overlord? Whatever that is. Sorry, can't help you there. Can you tell me about Passcard? Sorry, can't help you there. Can you tell me about, Password? Sorry, can't help you there. Can you tell me about Nexus? The Google Nexus? Sorry, can't help you there. Can you tell me about, Law and Order? The continuing television series. I've heard the name, but I don't know much about them. I'm not very political. Can you tell me about insurance? What? You're thinking I might have killed my father for the insurance money, aren't you? I'm not going to deny that I could use $1 million, but I honestly believe that my father was murdered, and if he was, I'm entitled to the money. But if you investigate his death and you're convinced it is a suicide, I'll accept your findings. All right. I'm done here, I think. All right, so let's enter a new nav code. Where are we going next? What are our options again? Carl Linsky, John Richards, Dolores Lightbody, and Steve Clements. You know what? She did tell us we could check out Carl Linsky's place. 4663 is the nav code for that. I'm going to head over there. So, 4663. Destination locked. And away we go. Down these mean streets. Autopilot engaged. I guess I need to engage it every time. For some reason, this kind of reminds me of Simcopter. Just this sequence, like, of flying over stuff, vaguely rendered enviros. What Wizard says, so this is a cyberpunk game, right? I think so. It takes place in the year 2033. And everything seems to involve flying cars and computers. Alright. So you can see the altitude is dropping, which means I've reached my destination, and I'm landing. Ah, I've landed. The University of San Francisco. Oh, wait a minute. This is the University of San Francisco. The place she told me about was his house, which I have written down somewhere else. But that's okay. I can look around at the University of San Francisco. All right. One second, sorry. The University of San Francisco. The instructor's office at the University of San Francisco are small cubicles attached to the main classroom areas. I walk down the corridor and find the door with Professor Linsky's name on it. I try the door, but it's locked. I pull out my private detective all-purpose door opening kit and quickly pop it open. I scan the office, but it looks like no one has been here for quite some time. There are miscellaneous notes on the desk and textbooks in a bookcase on the wall. I examine the notes, but they don't strike me as important to the case. An additional 5 to 10 minutes of searching produces nothing else. Nothing I can use. Nothing else to see or do at this location. All right, so that wasn't that useful. So let's actually go to the place where Sylvia suggested we might go, which was nav code 4663. I thought that's what I put in. Let's, wait a minute. Yeah, the manual. So Carl Linsky's the Golden Gate Bridge, 4663. Yeah. Let's go let's go back to Sylvia and ask her about her father again, because I think I'm not remembering where, like, I think I must have written down the code wrong or something. But yeah, so let's go nav code, and what's the nav code for that for her again? It is 4421. 4421. Destination locked. And autopilot engaged. Here we go. I wish there was a way to skip these travel sequences, as they don't appear to be overly interesting, but that's all right. It was the 80s, man. What are you going to do? All right. Descending. All right. Yeah, and we've already read this. Alright, so, yeah, that was kind of creepy. Tell me about Carl Linsky. Again, please. He was happy at USF 4663, then? Yeah, that's what I wrote down. Sure, he was in some sort of trouble because of... I don't believe. I've lost both my father and the insurance money, and I'm going to find out why. If you need to look through his apartment, it's located... Oh, okay. N4660. I thought she was just repeating the same thing, so I didn't bother to write that down. Alright, so NC4660 is the nav code for Linsky's house. Alright. I'm done with you for now. So I will be going to 4660, or the home of Linsky. Destination locked. Autopilot engaged. Let's hit the road to the house of Linsky. Now we're treated to another exciting travel sequence. And now we begin our descent to the home of Carl Linsky. Okay. Landy pan contact. To exit speeder, press E. The three-story Queen Anne-style home of Professor Carl Linsky has been well kept. I step inside and notice the quaint style of furniture and decor. Oh man. It's an interactable sequence. So I can look, get, move, open, on, off, taste, or back. I guess I'll look at it. I'll look at this fax machine. The fax machine is operational. Fax. Wait a minute. All right. Appears to be securely fastened down. Wow, they fastened down the fax machine, huh? I think there's a message inside. Okay. Yeah, fax message. How do I get... Oh, there we go. Okay, I want to look at the message. A fax. Dear Professor, looking forward to our date Saturday. Love, Sandra Larson. Sandra Larson? Okay, I'm going to write down the name Sandra Larson, because that is not the name of his fiancée. I assure you. Sandra Larson. Okay. Looking forward to our date, Sandra Larson. Okay. Okay. Unlike the games of Sierra, you actually have to hold down the arrow keys. Bar. The bar appears to be well stocked. Okay. Bar door. Cabinet door to the bar. Open. Okay. Shoebox. Shoebox. Okay, I'm not sure what this is doing. Open the shoebox. Okay. It's already open. Papers. Let's look at the papers. Professor, I got the... What is going on? Professor, I got the possible Nexus password to be decoded. ISBPFO VEQNE. Okay. Because I don't feel like writing all of that down, I'm going to go the screenshot route here. There we go. All right. And so if that ever comes back to bite me, I'll have it. Let's see, anything else? Bar. It's be a well-stocked bar. Okay. Let's go back and can we pick up this whiskey? Okay. Cool. I now have a bottle of whiskey. Oh. I don't know if I actually picked up those papers or if I just looked at them. Maybe I should try to take them. Okay. All right, I took the papers. So what else is in this house of lies? Seems to be some kind of cabinet here. Okay. Cabinet. It's the solid oak cabinet. Cabinet door. The door is oak with a small round knob. I will open that door. This is weird. Okay. Book. What does this book have to say? Psychology textbook written by Carl Linsky. A page is marked. Can I open the book? You open the book to the page marked and see what appears to be a combination to a safe. It's already open. Okay, oh, combination. The safe combination is 37316. That's 37. $3.16. Got it, got it. Okay. Cabinet key. What's this all about? File cabinet key. I'll go ahead and pick that up, I guess. Okay. Cool. That is that. Back, back, back. All right. So, where's the safe? Behind one of these paintings? Ah, painting. Painting is an antique landscape. People used to buy these at Kmart. All right. Can I move the painting? Okay, cool. Ah, there's a safe. So now I can put in the safe combination. It's locked and you don't have the combination. Yes, I do. Oh, maybe I had to pick up the combination. Alright. Zbalba. Okay. Cabinet. Solid cabinet and combination. Okay. Get. Okay. I now have the combination to the safe, literally. Is in my inventory, apparently. Let's go back to the painting. And, oops. Let's go back to the painting. This is a safe. Open the safe. Money. Inside the safe is $1,000 in cash. I guess I'll just pick that up then. Okay. Cool. I'm now a rich man, I guess. Or a man who has $1,000. Alright. Let's see. Is there anything else good in this house? Let's look at the trash can. Whoops. Trash can. A trash can sits on the floor next to the desk. There's a lease in the trash can. What does the lease say? The lease is for space in the Bridgeview warehouse, located in San Francisco, nav code 4675. Okay, better write that down. Some kind of warehouse at nav code 4675. Right. It was rented by Carl Linsky 10 months ago. What was Carl Linsky doing with a warehouse? And what does this note say? The note is a handwritten letter to Dolores Lightbody. That was Carl Linsky's fiancée, if you remember. It says, Dolores, I'm calling our relationship off. It has nothing to do with Sandra Larson. I just know there are other whales in the sea, and I... Okay. Can I take the note? Okay. Can I take the lease? Okay. Cool. I have the lease, and I have the note. Anything else? All right. Maybe I should look at this display case. The display cabinet is protected by a magnetic field. You notice 2 slot screws partially hidden and surmise that you could shut down the field if you had a slot screwdriver. Well, I don't, so no to that. What's on the desk? Okay, nothing, I guess. Oh, there's a drawer. Come on. Desk. Look. Brushed aluminum work desk. Great. Drawer. Desk side drawer. Open. It's locked and you don't have the key. That's too bad. Digital tape player. Can I take the digital tape player? Appears to be securely fastened down. That's weird. Can I open it? Try to pry it open, but to no use. Can I turn it on? Looks like you need a digital tape to operate the system. Alright, well, my work here is done, I guess. I can always come back later if I need to. What's the How do I save my game? That's my next question here. Exit? Sure. Alright, so how do I save my game? I want to save my game, but I don't know how. Maybe it's one of the F keys. That sounds like a help screen. Load save game. D. Okay. Alright, I will save this game as... Can I not? I guess I can't. Okay. So wait, how do I do this? Game... Save game? Yep. Alright, I have saved my game. And I am going now to nav code 4675 to Carl Linsky's warehouse. Nav code 4675. Destination locked. Engage autopilot. And here we go. What Wizard says, sorry, I wasn't here for the beginning of this stream. What was the inciting incident for this game? The inciting incident was a professor by the name of Carl Linsky died. And he died because he fell off a bridge. Was it suicide or was it murder? Find out on Mean Streets. You're a private investigator who was hired by his daughter to investigate the death of her father, see if it was a murder or a suicide. I'm guessing it's not going to be a suicide. Just throwing that out there. What exactly is going on? This is so goofy. What is this? How do I shoot my gun? Walk forward. Fight controls. Right. Crouch. Down. Fire. Space. Run away. Escape. Help. H. Okay. I guess I press space to fire. Cool. Oh no. So I'm not entirely sure who these people are and or why they're trying to kill me. What Wizard says, oh no, squat Nazis, squatsies. What's going on? Game over. Oh well. I better resume my saved game. Alright. This time I'll save after I land so that I won't have to go through the sequence again. The nav code was 4675. Destination locked. What Wizard says, well, wait, now these look more like mean streets. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and the woman earlier was the daughter of Carl Linsky, who hired you. Autopilot engaged. Alright, I will now save my game. If I can remember how to do that. D. Okay. Save. Alright, exit speeder. And now I get to fight some guys. Fortunately, I have a lot more health this time, because I didn't take a million rounds of fire before I figured out how the controls worked. Got hit by a lot of bullets there. Dang it. That's rough. Shoot! Alright, I think... Okay. I got this, I got this. Why do they get machine guns and all I get is this lousy pistol? Dang it! I guess the further across the screen you go, the harder it gets. Alright. Wish there was a Dang it! I wish there was a finite number of guys. That would make things a little easier. I'll get it this time. I like how there's like literally zero rationalization for the sequence. Like, I just step out of my car and there's just like this army of guys in white coats ready to shoot me. I step from the fog-shrouded street into the warehouse that Linsky rented. Yeah, because, it's just the only notable thing about that street was that it was
fog-shrouded.
The guys with machine guns, the army of men with machine guns, was not notable at all. I step out from the fog-shrouded streets into the warehouse that Linsky rented. It's an old brick building located near the docks. The smell of the ocean has been absorbed into the wooden beams and walls, and the atmosphere is heavy and damp. The floor is cement, and every time I take a step, the whole area reverberates. It's dark inside, the only lighting being a panel of frosted glass windows up near the roof line. I can barely make out what appears to be a small area closed off from the rest of the building. I walk over and check it out. Ah, some kind of place, I guess. All right. Crates. Carefully examine the crates but find nothing out of the ordinary. Okay. Can I open the crates? It doesn't seem to want to open. All right. 3-to-1 oil. Okay. Key. Okay. Step ladder. Can I get the step ladder? Okay. Cool. How about the storage shelf? Small storage shelf. Tape. Can I get the tape? I really don't see a need for that. Can I look at the tape? A piece of masking tape says Blue Bishop. Alright. I guess I'll write that down. Alright, Blue Bishop. What else can I find in this here place? Cabinet door. Let's open that sucker. Okay. I will take that Pepto-Bismol. Okay. What's the Band-Aid again? John & Johnson assorted edible Band-Aids. Edible Band-Aids? Fascinating. You get the can of assorted edible Band-Aids. Radiation pills. Radiation pills have an expiration date of 2011. They are a relic of an earlier era. God, the 2011 radiation pills. Okay, I'll pick those up. Alright. I will look at this desk ledger, I guess. Check ledger. A check ledger. Last deposit from MTC Corporation. Last check to Sonny Fletcher, private investigator. Well, I'm not Sonny Fletcher, so I better write that name down. Because apparently there's another PI running around named Sonny. Alright. Calendar. What's up with that? Oh, can I pick up the check ledger? Okay, yes I can. How about this calendar? Calendar, picture of farm, 2033. The date, October 3rd, 2033 is circled. Word written above the date circled, Doomsday. Can I get it? Appears to be securely fastened down. Alright. File cabinet. A standard black metal file cabinet. Fan. A 16-inch circulation fan. File drawer. Oh, can I get the fan? It appears to be securely fastened down. Can I turn the fan on? What would happen if I did? You tried to pry it open, but it's no use. File drawer. Can I open that? Alright, there's some kind of list in here. A list of scientists that may be working on Overlord 1. John Claus. Okay. Overlord scientists. John Claus. Maurice Scribble. David Pope. All right. What Wizard says? Maurice Scribble. Can I get this list? I guess I picked it up. Cool. One moment, please. What Wizard says a good name. So, the reason I left is because we have a mouse living in our apartment, and I just saw the mouse on the counter of my kitchen, which is a little disconcerting. I don't really want mice feces in my food, and the mouse was looking curiously, quizzically into a pan with some oil in it. So I put the pan away. And I have a trap set up for the mouse, kind of. It's like a do-it-yourself trap until my landlord gets back to me about getting this mouse out of here. But I don't know if it's actually going to work. It's basically just a toilet paper roll with weighed down a little bit with peanut butter on one end. And my hope is that the mouse will try to go into the toilet paper roll and then fall into the open container below it, where it will be trapped. But if not, and if my landlord doesn't respond, I'm going to have to go to the store and buy a mousetrap and kill the little sucker, which I genuinely feel bad about. I'm not usually in the business of hurting things, but, you know, can't have those mouse feces in my food. All right. Oh, I think I might have missed something back here. There's a Band-Aid can. Oh, there's a rat trap. If only I had one of those. So what am I missing? All right. Desk. Standard metal office desk. Hold on 1 second. I hear something in my kitchen again. Alright, I heard a rustling noise, and I was worried that the mouse might be trying to bite into a container of dry spaghetti, but I guess not. Alright. I promise I don't really live in squalor. This is the first time I've ever had mouse problems in this apartment, and I'm sure that they will be remedied soon. Okay. Maybe I picked up the... Let's see, how do I look in my inventory? Okay. I'm just curious. So now I'm with the manual in the search system. Cursor is... okay. Because did I pick up that Band-Aid can? Because there's something important in there. I'm pretty sure. So desk, file cabinet, file cabinet, fan, file drawer. Can't remember where it was. Maybe it was in this file drawer. I kind of doubt it though. It's already open. File drawer with handle. Okay. Cabinet door. Is the cabinet door open? Yep. Now file cabinet. Okay. Boy. I need to open that thing I picked up, presumably. But I don't know how to get into my inventory. Oh, I guess I do have a manual for this game. Let me pull that up. Take things with you. If you forget to look at something before you get it, don't worry. When you return to your speeder, the item will be in your inventory. Use the look command while at the inventory screen to re-examine the item. Okay, so I guess I can't look at the inventory until I get to my speeder. An inventory of all items you have collected is available by pressing I while in your speeder. Alright, cool. So I'll just do that later. Alright, Alright, so let's keep exploring this place of places. It's already open. Oh, okay. Let's see. Great. Let's see, did I miss anything else in here? Maybe I should look at this newspaper. Newspaper. Newspaper article circled on the death of noted scientist Cal Davis. Death caused by an accident in his lab. Okay. I will write that down. Accident in lab. All right. The desk. What's on the desk? Oh, can I get the newspaper? Okay, cool. Let me look at the desk. Standard size office desk. With a fax machine. Fax machine is operational. There's a fax message. The message reads, Professor, they're on to you. I suggest you disappear fast. The name at the bottom of the fax message is Sonny Fletcher. Oh, that's the PI that I read about just a minute ago. Okay. It's too awkward to carry around. Won't fit in your trunk. Okay. Let's go back and look at the computer. Okay. Insert blue pass card. Input blue pass card. Not entirely sure what's going on. So I think I'm gonna exit out of here for now. One second. Okay. What am I doing? Okay. Sorry, folks. One moment, please. Okay. All right. I want to look at my manual for just a second. Witness and subjects, turning down clues, taking things with you, inventory, cash, ammunition. All right. I know this is just gripping television right here. Me staring at a computer screen. Okay. All right. So Alright, back to the game. I was just looking at some of the different things you can do. You can call different people, but you can only do it from your car, because this game, I guess, didn't realize that cell phones would be a thing in the year 2033. Computer, printer, scanner, laser printer. Nothing seems to be in it. I'm going to go back to the computer at a later time, because right now I don't know what to do with it. And I was also trying to look for anything about that in the manual, but to no avail. So there's a machine. A large machine is called an alpha wave processor. I don't know why it would let me do this, but can I get the machine? It's too awkward to carry around. All right. All right. I think I'll leave this area for now. Exit. Okay. So telephone calls I can make. Enhance.
What do you need, Murphy?
Tell me about John Claus. The guy whose name I found. He is one of the Overlord scientists. So tell me about him.
What's it worth?
How am I supposed to know how much money I'm supposed to give you?
That seems fair.
Processing facts. Estimated arrival 103. All right. So I guess we'll get the facts at some point. It's 101, 102. Do I have to literally wait a minute in game time in order for the... Okay, fax is coming. All right. Fax transmission from Lee Chin. Tex Murphy PI 102. Talk to Dolores Lightbody. She may know where to find John Claus. They were lovers once. Oh my. All right. Guess I'll go talk to Dolores Lightbody. And I think that was one of the addresses that they had in the manual. So what was that navigation code again? It was 4920. All right, so nav code 4920. And autopilot. Let's go to Dolores Lightbody to ask her some questions about the infamous John Claus, who was, I guess, a lover of hers at one point. Alright, we are beginning our descent, folks. Landing somewhere into the home of Dolores Lightbody. Alright, I'm gonna save my game here. And exit the speeder. Dolores Lightbody lives in a lives in a well-kept Victorian house in a neighborhood filled with the houses of attorneys and bankers. I walk up to the front door and ring the bell. She answers the door and blah 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 blah. I accidentally clicked question without reading the rest of that. Tell me about John Claus. Carl and John Claus were partners once. I was dating John at the time, but when I met Carl, I fell head over heels in love with the little cutie. When I told John, he flew into a rage and vowed never to work with Carl again. I see him from time to time, but lately he's been acting very strange. He believes he is in danger. He's hiding out in Reno, Nevada right now. Use nav code 7012. Cool. Let me write that down. John Claus is found at 7012. Alright. Should I ask her anything else? I might as well ask her about Carl Linsky. Tell me about Carl Linsky. Carl was my fiancé, and he had been quite upset lately. He was worried about the project he was working on. He wouldn't talk about it in specifics. Carl lived at nav code 4660. Yeah, I have that already. But he didn't work there. I think he had a lab somewhere in the city. His work must have been for the government because everything was top secret. Tell me about the government. Sorry, I can't help you there. Alright, you're no good to me. But you did give me the nav code of John Claus. So that's something, I guess. Let's go visit John at nav code 7012. And here we go. Autopilot engaged. Oh yeah, I guess I was going to check my inventory. How do I do that again? Let's see. Manual. This is a game from the 80s. I can tell because there's a lot of weird mechanics in it that you have to read the manual to figure out. What a ridiculous concept. The need to read a manual. Inventory systems. Oh, you're pressing I while in. You can look at your inventory. Okay. So what was it that I wanted to... Oh man, you can sell things. That's funny. This can? Is that what it was? Yeah, edible band-aids. Can I, how do I, Can I not? Can I not do anything? Once it's in my inventory, can I? Um. um. All right. Well, I don't know. Does that mean that once? Okay, so once something's in my inventory, can I no longer open it or do anything with it? I'm not really clear on that. Um. Okay, actually, I think the thing inside. I just looked this up online so that I can be sure that my game is not irrevocably screwed. It looks like the thing inside the can was this blue pass card, which I think I already have here, so it must have just added it to my inventory automatically. Because, oh no, those are the radiation pills. I want to look at the pass card. Next is computer security pass card. Color is blue. Yeah, alright. Alright. So, that's enough of that. Oh, great. It pauses this while you're looking in your inventory. You can't fly and look at your inventory at the same time. And we're now excuse me, wow, getting tired. We're now beginning our descent into the territory of John Claus. Santa Claus's somewhat more annoying brother, I guess. Okay. So, what's this? I arrive in Reno at a small office complex. The building is fairly new, being designed in the post-nuclear period. As I walk in, I see a gray-haired man, about 50, sitting at a large table. Professor Claus? The man looks up with a shocked look. How did you find me? He says. It's my business finding people. I give him my credentials and background on the Linsky case. So, John, give me the skinny on Carl Linsky. Carl and I used to work together, but we had a falling out over Miss Lightbody. She was my chick, and he took her away. He had been trying to get in touch with me, but I wouldn't return his calls. I was sorry to hear about his death. Tell me about MTC. I was hired by MTC, which is the Management Training Center for Gideon Enterprises. They put me to work on a project called Overlord. That sounds familiar. I soon discovered that my work was nothing to... blah, 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 blah. I accidentally skipped past that. Tell me about this Project Overlord thing you were working on. I was told that Overlord was a project designed to enhance an executive's mental capacity and performance. But as the project progressed, I grew suspicious. When I started asking questions, I was threatened. I figured it was time to something. So, tell me about pass card. He hands me his green pass card. Well, that's nice. And the password. My password is pawn. Cool. Thanks, man. So this is John Claus's password. Pawn. Just making sure I'm writing everything down since this is a mystery game. All right. So, how about the Sonny Fletcher character? I should probably ask Lee. Lee! Not Lee from The Walking Dead, but Lee, this... I'm going to call Lee on my video phone so that she can then send me a fax with the proper information. Isn't that futuristic?
Yes, Murphy?
Tell me about Sonny Fletcher, the PI that was involved with Carl Linsky.
What's it worth?
I don't know.
Look for my fax.
$116. All right. So I have a minute to kill. Until 1:16, when Lee, who I contacted over a video phone, will send me a fax with the information I need. How about that? Incoming fax. Sonny Fletcher stays at some rundown apartment in LA. Try nav code 5170. Alright, I will. Let me write it down. Sonny Fletcher, nav code NC5170. All right. So we're going to see Sonny Fletcher now. At nav code 5170. Destination locked. Autopilot engaged. We're on our way. It's a bit of a longer commute, I guess, to Sam Fletcher's place. Private investigator Sam Fletcher. All right, folks, we're beginning our descent now into the home of something Fletcher. Not Jessica Fletcher, but Sonny Fletcher. I think I might have called him Bob Fletcher earlier. I'm not sure why. Not sure why that came off my tongue. All right. Let me save and exit. The address for Sonny Fletcher is a rundown hotel that has been converted to apartments. I step into the small, seedy lobby and find the stairs. The stairwell is dark, with garbage and old newspapers strewn everywhere. I find apartment 307 and knock on the door. Fletcher answers with the disposition of an untipped waiter. I tell him I'm working for Sylvia Linsky, and he tells me to come inside. The room is cramped and confining. The furniture is cheap and the upholstery is threadbare. A portable black and white TV is on a small table, blaring the sound of lifestyles of the incredibly rich, lucky, healthy, and famous. So tell me about Carl Linsky. He looks like he's seen better days. No way. I got nothing to say. Would a bribe help? Thanks, buddy. I'll tell you what I know. Linsky hired me to check out a corporation called MTC. He had been hired to do research into increasing a person's mental abilities. As the work progressed, however, he realized they had different intentions. When I started my investigation into MTC, I received threats on my life, and was even shot at a few times. I tried to warn the professor, but it was too late. I think they iced him, but I have no idea how they did it. If you want more information on MTC, check with Wanda Peck. I don't want to offer you anything. Is this a joke? So tell me about Wanda Peck. No way. I've got nothing to say. So can you I wanted to I wanted to ask him about someone else. All right. Tell me about Wanda Peck. No way. I've got nothing to say. I'm willing to bribe you. I'll give you... I don't know. Just give him some money. Thanks, buddy. I'll tell you what I know. You'll find her at the San Francisco Chronicle at NC621. All right? NC621. What's her name again? Wanda Peck. NC621. NC621. Let me write that down. Wanda Peck. NC4621. 4621. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Fletcher, husband of Jessica Fletcher. Let's go visit Wanda Peck. Nav code 4621. Destination locked. And autopilot. On our way. This is riveting stuff, isn't it? To my knowledge, there's no way to make this go faster, so we're stuck with what we got. Closing in on the home of Wanda Peck. And we'll now be beginning our descent. People had a lot of patience back in the day. Alright. I think I'll save my game. And exit. Inside the San Francisco Chronicle building, I look for Wanda Peck. I've always thought Wanda was good-looking in a way, far away. But I like Wanda. She's a good source of information. She knows how the city is run. Alright, tell me about MTC. MTC really stands for Management Through Control. The Management Training Center is just a front for a project called Overlord. Maybe I should write Management Through Control down. Management Through Control. So tell me about Overlord. Overlord? Yeah, Larry Hammond wanted me to do some research on that. The Overlord project was developed 50 years ago in England. Scientists began work on a mental ability booster. The experiment involved increasing a person's mental capacity by connecting his brain directly to a computer. Several scientists tried the experiment on themselves, and at first it worked. But stimulating untapped areas of the mind, they increased their IQs by 15 to 25%. But they also found they were extremely susceptible to suggestion. Commands given through the computer would be followed without question. The experimentation became more and more radical. Many of the scientists developed severe cases of psychosis. Some committed suicide, and others died under mysterious circumstances. That doesn't sound good. So tell me more about this Larry Hammond fellow that you mentioned. He is a brilliant computer specialist who has done some work for MTC Corp. He was concerned about some MTC project. Ask a guy named Ron Meat where to find him. Who's this Ron Meat guy? The guy's a real paranoid. He never stays in one place for very long. You'll have to check him with your sources to find him. Alright, I guess I'll have to ask Lee. Goodbye. So, Lee. If I can get you on video phone here.
What do you need, Murphy?
Tell me about Ron Meat.
Make me an offer. That seems fair.
Alright. So, time to kill. 2 minutes. Waiting for the fax, which will tell us the location of Mr. Ronald Meat. Incoming fax. Ron Meat hangs out near Coit Tower. Use NC4525. Alright. Ron Meat. NC4525. He's a little unpredictable, so watch yourself. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. So I will be going now to 4525. Autopilot engaged. Guess he's a little closer. To exit speeder, press E. I'm going to save my game first. Alright. So let's meet this Mr. Ronald Meat. See what he's about. At the base of Coit Tower, I wait for Ron Meat. I finally see him. He has radiation burns over most of his face, but he has a nice eye. Too bad he doesn't have another one to match. I call him over to the side of my speeder. Oh, hey man. Tell me about... What did I come to ask you about? Larry Hammond. Stick it, fish face. I'll threaten you, I guess. It's time to get tough. I get a steely-eyed look and say that I'll air out that oversized skull if I don't get the facts now. I slam my fist into his soft, flabby stomach, and he buckles over. I then catch his chin with a solid haymaker that sends him staggering back against the wall. Okay, that's enough. I'll talk. You'll find him in Freaktown at the old warehouse at nav code 4935. Alright. So, Larry Hammond, John Hammond's younger brother, who never believed in the Jurassic Park project, can be found at 4935. Alright. Good to know. Thank you. That'll be all. Four, 9, 3, 5. Destination locked. And we're on our way. Ronald Meat. Okay. We're beginning our descent. All right. Save my game. The address I have for the mutant computer specialist, Larry Hammond, is a decaying old warehouse building in the heart of Freaktown. This is where most of the unfortunate individuals live who suffered severe damage from nuclear radiation. Many of their offspring suffered genetic damage resulting in some rather grotesque mutations. Most were treated as outcasts and were forced into this community. Away from those not affected, I step through a partially open doorway into a large room. I see several large mutants, and none of them look too happy to see me. I'm looking for Larry Hammond, I say quickly. A fellow steps forward. He's about 30 and looks like he's got a serious grudge against the world. Some people are so ungrateful for extra blessings. At least he was born with all his vital organs inside his body. My name is Larry, and this is my brother Daryl. Feel free to speak in front of him. What can I do for you? Okay, I guess Daryl lives on your shoulder. So tell me all about MTC. Yeah, about a year ago, Tom Griffith, the vice president of MTC Corporation, hired me to design a computer for the Overlord project. They also wanted 8 access terminals. A colleague of mine, Carl Davis, told me that he had been hired by the MTC Corporation to do research on controlling human behavior through direct brain stimulation. When I started asking questions, they told me it was none of my business. When I read that Davies had been killed, I decided to go into hiding. If you're looking for a way to stop Project Overlord, you'll have to get to the main computer and destroy the satellite. To gain access to the destruct sequence, you'll need all 8 passcards and passwords. Each scientist involved with the project has one. My gray passcard was stolen by members of the Law and Order Party. Oh my. My password is King. Alright, so I have 2 passwords now. Password of, what's this guy's name again? Larry Hammond, yeah. Larry Hammond. Password King. To get the rest of the passwords and cards, you'll have to find each of the scientists working on the project. Once you gather all the cards, you'll need to find the main computer to use them. I don't know where the main computer is. And other than Cal Davis, I don't know any of the names of the remaining 6 scientists who worked on the project. Well, I do at least know some of them. They were John Claus, Maurice Gribble, David Pope. Okay, that's just 3 of them. If I were you, I'd start with the accounting people at Gideon. Jerome Milbourne, Ed Bradley, Arnold Dweeb. Alright, I'll write those names down. Let's see, those names are Jerome Milbourne, Ed Bradley, Arnold Dweeb. They might have names of the people that received checks from MTC. Okay. What else should I tell you about? I guess I'll have to find those people. Can I ask you about Arnold Dweeb? Tell me about Arnold Dweeb. He knows Gideon MTC Corporation pretty well, but watch him. He's slippery. If he pats you on the back, he's trying to get you to cough up something. Alright, so you can't tell me where he is. That probably means I have to pay, what's her name? Lee. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back to my shuttle and save my game, because it is almost 11 o'clock. Okay, so I have to save. There we go. Exit. All right. Okay. Just curious about what the game options were. All right. That was part 1 of Tex Murphy Mean Streets. It is I don't know how many games it is. It's like 6 games or something like that. I'll be playing the first 2 in the next few days. And then I will take a break from them, kind of like I have with the other series, because once I finish the second one, I'll have finished all the ones that came out in that period in the early 90s, and I'll probably switch back to something else from Sierra or LucasArts, or maybe I'll start playing stuff from the developers of... what's that game called? Broken Sword and Beneath the Steel Sky in those games. I'd like to play those as well. But anyways, that was part 1 of Tex Murphy Mean Streets, so I hope you enjoyed it, and you can join me again tomorrow for part 2 and for the Splunky Daily Challenge. Take care and have a good night.